This is ludicrous as the Memphis Grizzlies gear up for the 2025-2026 season with their new team. One writer on Bleacher Report telling us that one Grizzlies newcomer has already fallen before he's even gotten a chance to play. All this while he's without a doubt coming off his best NBA season yet. Talk about that in just a moment, but what's going on, everybody? Jared Alator here for another episode of Grizzlies Digest. Thank you so much for joining us today. And before we get started, just wanted to give a shout out to our 33% of people who have subscribed to the channel. We're definitely growing this summer. Had a lot of news come out this summer. We're officially 2 months away. The last time I posted, now you could say we're less than 2 months away from the regular season, and of course preseason will start before you know it. So we're trying to balance out those two little bubbles. See those two little bubbles of not subscribed. If you're part of that, you have to subscribe to the channel so you never miss another upload from us. So getting into the content, this is an article from Grant Hughes. You can find it on Bleacher Report. Every NBA team's biggest riser and faller ahead of the 2025-26 season. So they have a list of every team's riser and faller. Some of what Hughes says on, well, I actually think most of it I think is actually pretty consistent. I think it's well written, well thought out. Although for the Grizzlies, this doesn't make sense, and I'll tell you why. So he has the team's biggest faller with Ty Jerome. And Jerome had a heck of a year last season, by far his best year in the NBA with the Cavaliers. He says Jerome could have missed last year. He shot 51.6% from the field and 43.9% from deep while hitting seemingly every floater he lofted up toward the basket. His efficient work off Cleveland's bench resulted in a third-place finish in Sixth Man of the Year voting and earned him a $27 million deal from the Grizzlies. Hughes adds, regression is coming because nobody stays as hot as Jerome was last year, and because the Grizzlies have two players, Ja Morant and Scottie Pippen Jr., who should sit firmly ahead of Jerome in the backcourt rotation. If Cole Anthony, who's now with the Milwaukee Bucks, gets off to a good start, it'll be even harder for Jerome to match last year's career best work. So already off the bat, basically he's saying how Jerome's season last year was basically lucky. I mean, I'm not sure exactly like what he's trying to say here, but basically you had a team as loaded as Cleveland was. I mean, you could even say Cleveland is way more loaded than Memphis is, and Jerome was still able to have a career best in these numbers. I mean, if you look at, so there's a Sixth Man of the Year award voting, but if you look at Jerome's numbers, I mean, you just don't go from the points he had prior, Phoenix, OKC, Golden State, then Cleveland, like that. I mean, I think he was honestly ready to do it in the 23-24 season, but he only played, believe it or not, in a total of 15 minutes that whole season because he had to have right ankle surgery. He got injured, unfortunately, at the beginning of that season, but then he came back, played 70 games, started in 3 of them. Those are his numbers for the playoffs down below, but you just don't go from where he went from, to a guy that was voted for Sixth Man of the Year. He was third in the Sixth Man of the Year award. And this is the inconsistency I'm talking about with Hughes' article. He has Pritchard as the biggest riser for the Boston Celtics, which isn't hard to believe. I mean, you look at Pritchard, and he's a lot more than just a three-point shooter. He's more than just a general shooter. I mean, Pritchard's a guy who can create his own shot. He can drive inside, and he's a playmaker. He can get you the ball when you need it. I mean, he is an all-around playmaker that has really just grown every year. I had no doubt that he was going to win it this year. But then you look at Jerome, and he's no slouch either. He's with, like I said, Cleveland. They're more loaded than Memphis. They got Darius Garland. They got Mitchell. They got Max Strus. They got Sam Merrill. And then you have DeAndre Hunter. And, of course, he doesn't play the 3 position at all, really. But you have DeAndre Hunter and then some others like Okoro, who's sometimes utilized as a shooting guard. But they have a a lot on their roster. So if we go back to the article here, he's saying that because of Ja Morant and Scottie Pippen Jr., he's not going to get the opportunities. But other than that, I mean, I just named for you 5 other guys on that Cleveland roster that are splitting minutes. Of course, Mitchell and Garland were the superstars of the team, but you're looking at Ja Morant, Scottie Pippen Jr., but you can easily insert Morant into that 2 spot. Have Morant / Pippen Jr. at the 1 spot, Morant at the 2. Maybe have him go back and forth with KCP on that 2 spot. I mean, there's so much room for Ty Jerome to grow. And it just doesn't make sense how he has the third candidate, the third most voted candidate of 6th Man of the Year as a faller, but he has the 6th Man of the Year as a riser. It's interesting to say because he has KCP as the riser for the Memphis Grizzlies. Hughes says, yes, he's entering age 32 and is in the midst of a year-over-year scoring decline that has lasted 4 seasons. KCP still can't nearly be as bad as he was for the Magic a year ago. A career 36.7% shooter who canned at least 39% in the 4 seasons prior to the 24-25 season isn't going to shoot 34.2% from deep again, and there's no way Caldwell Pope's scoring average dips below last year's 8.7 points per game. Memphis has better spacing, more dynamic playmaking, and should position KCP well for a bounce-back year. So I don't deny this at all. I think KCP got into a position last year with Orlando to where the identity of the Magic was clearly young. They're clearly building around Banchero. They're clearly building around Franz Wagner. So he's kind of in an awkward position. I mean, him and who's the other older guy on the team? Corey Joseph last year for Orlando. I mean, those are basically the 2 older guys that you got. Then you got, younger guys like Wendell Carter, and you had Cole Anthony on that team last year. Jonathan Isaac, he's around his mid-20s now at this point. But I think that KCP was just in an awkward position last year where he was kind of the older guy, meshed in a team clearly looking at the youth right now. I think KCP is in a much better situation right now. But either way, I think that this is going to be a great year for Memphis, especially for Ty Jerome. But this is what they got for the Pacers. This was interesting. On the side note, Jay Huff. They have Jay Huff as the riser. So that's a little interesting. So Huff isn't going to replace Miles Turner's production at center, but he's in line for the biggest opportunity of his career and should be expected to perform well in an upsized role. Though he played just 748 minutes for the Memphis Grizzlies last year, the 27-year-old journeyman, still feels weird to say, was consistently productive in his limited time, posting per 36 averages of 21.1 points, 6.2 rebounds, 2.7 blocks, and 3.9 made triples at a 40.5% clip. If he holds up physically, Huff will at least give Indy some of the same floor stretching and shot blocking Turner provided over the last decade. So I think Huff is definitely good for spacing the floor, for shot blocking. That's obviously going to lack some for sure. I mean, very few people in the league are going to replicate Miles Turner's paint defense style. But I think for what Indiana's trying to do, they got rid of Miles Turner. They don't have Halliburton for the whole year. So they're going to have to rely a lot on shooters. They're going to have to rely a lot on Nesmith, Nembhard, TJ McConnell, who was an absolute stud in the playoffs last year. He's the second oldest guy on the team to James Johnson. But you're going to have to look forward to Jay Huff shooting the ball more. That's what Indiana's mindset's going to be. That's what their philosophy is going to be. I was thinking of the right word. But for Ty Jerome, I mean, basically, I think he is set to ball out this year. He's in his mid-20s. He is coming off his best year with the number 1 seed Cleveland Cavaliers. And I have no doubt that this guy has another 6th Man of the Year like year in him. I mean, he has gotten so confident off the dribble and creating his own shot. And we talked about that floater, about how that's so lethal now. He's really perfected that floater. Another deep shot. He's so confident in his jump shot now. This was actually Jerome against the Grizzlies. He's just going to pull up right in Luke Kennard's face and knock it down. Pull up right in Luke Cornett's face and knock it down. See, I guess he really loves going against the Lukes. But either way, I think Jerome's really going to have a fantastic year with Memphis. I don't think he's a faller by any means. And we'll check in. We'll check in the next couple months, 3 months, 4 months to see where Jerome is at. But I think he's in a good place right now. But that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Grizzlies Digest. If you like this video, you can like this video, comment on this video, share this video, leave a comment down below what you expect from Ty Jerome next season. Jared Alator saying thank you so much. We'll see you in the next video.